Big immigration news today coming out of the Sixth Circuit, which is the Midwestern Circuit comprising Tennessee, Michigan, Kentucky, these states. Even though it's far from Texas, it has an impact on us, and I'll explain why. Those of you who are following immigration law know that the Fifth Circuit, which includes Texas, has been very harsh with immigrants regarding due process, regarding their right to ask for bond hearings. The Fifth Circuit recently decided a case saying that anybody who's come into the country without inspection, and that's the vast majority of people who are undocumented in the country, whether they came as children, whether they have no criminal history, whether they have relief applications pending, it doesn't matter. If they get detained by ICE, they're not allowed to ask for a bond hearing. So they totally rewrote the statutes on the books in favor of indefinite detention. Anyway, that's the situation in the Fifth Circuit. In the Sixth Circuit, they just decided the other way. They said that if you have come in the country, you have a right to, as it used to be, ask for bond and have your court have your immigration case heard while you're in the free world. So they made this decision and they joined two other important circuits, the Second Circuit and the 11th Circuit, of anti-indefinite detention. The pro-detention circuits are our circuit, unfortunately, the Fifth and also the Eighth Circuit. So what we have is a circuit split. Different circuits across the country are deciding the same case in different ways. And that means your two favorite words, the Supreme Court. Supreme Court is going to likely hear this case because it's such a drastic change from an immigrant who's picked up in Dallas, Texas versus in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Same set of facts, they're going to have completely different sets of law applied to them. And it's so drastic that immigration lawyers anticipate there's going to be some action by the Supreme Court. But two things. One, the sad news is this takes a long time. There's no fast tracking this. There's going to be amicus briefs. There's going to be lots of time for both sides to make their arguments, and then the court is going to decide, and that can take weeks, months. We got to look at the court's calendar. But while this decision makes it more likely we're going to see action from the Supreme Court, who knows when that can be? That decision could come down too far in time, like maybe next year, maybe in months, too far to help a lot of people who are in detention right now. The second thing is that the Fifth Circuit 2 weeks ago heard oral arguments regarding the due process rights for people in detention. So that means that we're expecting a decision from them anytime now. And obviously it's the Fifth Circuit. I hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. This circuit is very government friendly. They're very pro-detention friendly. They're very anti-immigrant. We're expecting them to be harsh or to limit, if not eradicate entirely, the route that we've been asking for habeas petitions. And so we're trying to work these cases as fast as possible. If you know anyone who's in detention or who is in criminal court and they might be going to ICE detention soon, contact a lawyer as soon as possible while we still have these arguments that we can make before the Fifth Circuit finishes the job and curtails all relief. I don't want to sound too negative, but it's very important to talk to an immigration attorney immediately because we do expect action on this case.